Hey, you Goomba. By the way, I still love that Kent Hovind song. I listen all the time. But okay, we're geeking out on Lost. The thing is, I'm not the kind of person that's going to begrudge the show, or actually, I wouldn't call it disappointment. I do think they could have done more, and part of it is because I'm not second guessing them, but even within the framework they gave. For example, I kind of like hard science fiction, but I also like soft science fiction. But if I was the decider, I would make it explore lots of the intricate things. I like Faraday's diagrams and all this, but that's just me. So I might not be inclined to say this is ghosts, ghost worlds and type of stuff. But that is interesting, and that's fine. That's the way the story went. But if so, well, look, we find out that the Whispers, which were an intense uh, mystery. Granted, it was years ago, but this is the end loop. To if you could bring up those emotions of hearing those whispers, that would be good. And here we have, okay, the whispers are the dead that can't pass on. We just spent a whole season with the Losties after they're dead and can't pass on, and yet why how about if they made these realizations they made at the very end throughout the season, and when they did have access to their spirit self, and then see some of the scenes where there were the whispers, and only this time we see the whisperers, who are our losties and maybe others and whomever, talking about the goings on, maybe looking at the key points of history, maybe wondering if they can influence him because the voices, people have decoded those voices and they're talking about Richard. They're saying, can we be seen? These things would fit in pretty well, and by no means would they have to accept that, redo that dialogue exactly. And the ideas are good. So why not reuse some of your mythology that way? And that gets people answers. Well, at the same time, if they want to make it all about having a reunion in the afterlife, okay, that's not my first choice. Is still separate from the fact that they could have filled that stuff in a little more. So I think there's that, and I think storytelling wise, that the endings and people's deaths would have been better if we didn't have this epilogue where it doesn't matter anyway. When you die, you're going to meet up with your loved ones and whatnot. So anyway.